Y'all, people are now thinking that there are aliens in Miami, okay? We obviously know that the US government has said that there is extraterrestrial kind of events going on and people out here, okay? So it's not a far-fetched idea. Obviously, we have our people who have seen the UFOs and believe in all that kind of stuff, okay? We got the stuff that has happened in Peru, but now people are saying, I think they've made their way to Miami or Miami, Florida, okay? We are going to get into this, but before we do so, do not forget to leave a comment down below. Also, like, subscribe, and hit the thanks button as well. Now, let's get into this. This all happened because of events that took place at the Bayside Marketplace Mall in Miami, Florida. All right, people are saying that there is an alien presence there. So what all happened that would make people come to said conclusion about this? All right, so there was a fight among juveniles. They say in the mall, but the videos I've seen was outside of the mall. It appeared, so I'm not sure. All right. Apparently, some people said it sounded like gunshots, but then it was later confirmed to have been fireworks. Chaos ensued among the patrons within the mall, and there was a huge police presence outside. All right. Now you may say, okay, what does any of that have to do with aliens? First, I'm actually going to play you all the news story that has been circulating about all of this and the juveniles as well. And then we'll come back.
Police announced several teens were arrested following the chaos that erupted at Bayside Marketplace in downtown Miami last night. CBS News Miami's Jacqueline Quinn has been live downtown Miami all morning for us following the story. And Jackie, these teens are now facing some pretty serious charges.
And I looked up those reports that they were just released a short while ago. Their ages range from only 14 to 16. They were arrested for some of the things that happened after this crowd was dispersing. Initially, we did hear about fights going on. Police have not confirmed that, but they did tell us that there were fireworks that were set off. That's initially why the response, why some were responding out here. That caused some people to panic, and it disrupted businesses, neighbors, and drivers. And one person was actually attacked. The large police response was shocking to neighbors who live near Bayside Marketplace.
We were just watching a movie with the door open because it's really nice out. And we heard a lot of successive shots or pops. I don't want to say exactly for sure because it's right after New Year's. Could have been fireworks. I'm not sure.
Ryan Landy rushes to his window where he captures this aftermath around 8:30 Monday night.
So we go out there and there's just tons of people running. Immediately, not very long after that, police cars are showing up, super loud. There's about 10 of them and an ambulance. And they're there for a little while and things seem to kind of cool down.
Just as he thought things were beginning to calm down, that's when he hears more sirens.
There's a big crowd of people running out of Bayside and kind of grouping up outside. And then we hear more commotion, and now they're all just running through the streets.
Miami police tell us they got a call to respond to Bayside Marketplace because a group of juveniles were starting a riot inside the mall. According to the police report, some were lighting loud fireworks and caused a panic. Police report also says a group of people went inside stores causing damage. And as the crowd moved, a driver was attacked. That victim tells police he went to see who threw a bottle at his car. That's when he was jumped and had his phone stolen from inside his car. 4 teens have now been arrested. They face charges including theft, burglary, and battery.
All right, now you all may be looking like, okay, Alex, it's a news story about some juveniles with some firecrackers and fireworks. What does this have to do with the aliens? Okay, now, I don't know about you, but I don't think I've ever seen, people say it's 100, I'm saying at least 70 police vehicles that have been called to this Bayside Marketplace Mall in Miami, Florida. I don't know about you, but I have never in my life seen that many police cars, y'all, showing up for some juveniles, 7 juveniles fighting. I don't know about you, but I personally have never, ever seen that. Okay, what I actually want to do, and I'm going to play them back to back to back, okay? There are 3 witness testimonies for events that were seen within this mall. Okay, and this is where we're going to get our more supernatural alien thing. Play the videos.
So I had to come in my basement and film this. This shit is so crazy. I'm posting this and I want y'all to repost, save this video, post it on other platforms before it gets taken down, because I want to clear up some of this misinformation about the Bayside Mall incident that happened. So me and my girl was in town and we were shopping at the mall and we noticed a lot of kids there. It wasn't a real big deal at first until they got to arguing and shoving, and then like weapons got brought in and they started fighting, running all over the mall, chaos just all over the place. So we thought we heard gunshots, but it turns out that that was actually fireworks. But either way, that caused everybody to start rushing for the doors. People was leaving stuff behind. I mean, just dragging their kids. It was just complete fucking chaos, man. Anyway, so as we running, we look back and we noticed some weird shapes taller than me. I'm 6'2", shadowy, dark, solid shapes, not human. I promise you, these is not human. I mean, it made the hair stand up on my skin. And shit, we just booked it for the doors after that, man. I can't explain what that was. I can't say that was aliens, but I can say that was not human. It was not human. And they, online, I don't know if they're trying to cover this stuff up, but they saying that it was police officers and somebody, not shadowy figures. It's 2024, man. It's something going on. There's something going on, and they trying to cover it up. A lot of people saw what I saw, and like I say, it was so much chaos ensued that it was just hard to let that sink in, that we was realizing what we looking at. I mean, it's something you can never even create in your head in a dream. I'm putting this out there though, man, because I want people to know that this stuff is real. Get this out and spread this. And if you were a person that was there and you saw what I saw, please put this video out, because they trying to cover this stuff up, man. They don't want us to tell the truth. And I got a good feeling this video will be taken down. So don't listen to the media. This shit is real. And whatever it is, they do not want people to know about it. I can't even, man.
It's really aliens. And I cannot believe that the Miami Police Department is really going to try to make it seem like they had all those police cars and stuff out there over some kids fighting, y'all. We talking about 3 and 4 blocks. We get in it. They asked us, first they asked us what we saw. It was me, 2 of my cousins, and 1 of my homegirls. All 3 of us being basically locked the fuck up. I ain't trying to get in trouble or nothing like that, but I'm just telling y'all, man. This shit is so real, man. Like, everybody saw it. There will be more reports coming out. There will be more reports coming out on this, man. But I just want to go on record and speak my truth. You know, they asked us not to speak about it. Any blog site, any news site, anybody who wants to talk to me, please get in my DM, man. Because that's the only way I'm going to tell my whole truth. But I just want to let y'all know, man, the aliens are real. It was 3 of them. And we couldn't believe it. Y'all like this video, get this video trending, and I'll post my own cell phone footage. They tried to actually take my cell phone footage. You know what I'm saying? I showed them that thinking that I'm helping the world. They trying to delete it. But once you delete something on your phone, they have recently deleted, and you have to put your password in. I wasn't willing to give them that. So And y'all get this video to where it need to be, and I'm gonna go crazy.
I was there at the Bayside Mall with my family, and we all saw exactly what happened. Don't pay attention to a lot of the videos that are out there. I feel like a lot of people are trying to use this for clout. But what happened, we all saw what happened, and it's pretty serious. It's been a few days, and our whole family's processing it, but I think we've kind of accepted that we were a part of this weird experience and moment. So basically what happened was I was there with my brother Brian, my sister and my nephew. We were looking for shoes for my nephew. And then we see a whole crowd of people outside the store, just running out in a direction. So, as soon as we saw it, we were like, oh shit, what's going on? So we immediately ran out with our nephew, and we picked him up and we ran out and we followed the crowd. And then about a few seconds later, as soon as we started running, my nephew, he's autistic, so he was pointing behind us and he was saying blanky, which he'll usually say whenever he feels unsafe or scared. And he was pointing behind us. So me and my brother, we look behind us, and then we see these 3 9-10 foot tall creatures. I'm not gonna say aliens. Everyone keeps saying it's aliens. I'm not saying aliens because I don't know what it was. None of us really knew. Everyone, all of us stopped in our track. We, a whole bunch of people were pointing at it. There were other people running. There was a crowd. As soon as it made itself more apparent, it looked like it was glitching, not like a computer pixelation, but like a wavy glitch. And whatever maybe was covering them had, unveiled or whatever. It looked like a glitch, man. It like a weird glitch in the Matrix or whatever. And then you could see it in its full form, all 3 of them. And then, they were all black. You saw eyes, and you could faintly see like lips. But, I was about 20 feet away, because obviously everybody gave it distance, right? And, they're tall. So we all just looked at them. They were just standing there. And the thing that was a little bit weird, but it was clearly observing us. It was sentient, right? Or whatever. I don't know. But it was aware of us. It looked at us, the whole crowd. And then as soon as it started walking with its big legs, it started almost glitching again, we all ran. My brother immediately said, yo, let's go. He grabbed me by the shoulder. We bolted out of there. And for anyone that's saying, where's the footage? Yeah, I know. I don't have any footage, and I'll explain why. Because when I saw it, I was in complete fear. It was something that I completely froze, man. I don't care if I sound like a bitch about it. I froze, and I don't care who you are. I feel like when you're seeing something paranormal, it's different than when you're seeing a fight. Yeah, you'll probably want to record that and put it on World Star or whatever. When you see something paranormal, that's different. Because your reality, you can't comprehend what you're seeing. A fight, you kind of get it. 2 people are fighting. You can comprehend that. Something like this, none of us could comprehend. Your first instinct is it ain't to take out your phone and start recording. Your first instinct is I've never seen this before. What is this? Is it going to hurt me or my family? That was my first number 1 priority. So if you don't believe me, I get it. It's fine. It is silly. I'm sure that someone had footage from that night. If you did, please contact me just so we actually have it. So anyways, as soon as the creature started moving, we all just jetted out there. We ran out the front doors. And obviously we see a whole sea of cop cars, mad cop cars, where other ones were coming in. And we ran with our nephew, and then, a cop stopped us. They took us to a bit of a safer area behind the cars. And then, and they asked us what we saw, and we told them what we saw. They wrote it down, and they asked everybody to check their phones. Not everybody, because there was mad people like running away too, right? They couldn't get everyone. So I'm wondering if someone's gonna post a video. But yeah, they looked through everyone's phone. I didn't record anything, so I was fine. None of us recorded anything, so we were basically free to go. But in the distance, you could still see, like, I didn't see the beings come out the door, right? But you could see on the side of the building, kind of like that clip that everyone's seeing, that it was slowly walking. And it was like, it wasn't cloaking or glitching or whatever. It was walking. So I don't know if it seemed more like it was an interdimensional thing. Someone's coming into our dimension or whatever, a bunch of them. And I think, that it was just interesting, the police response, because there was a whole bunch of them. This ain't for no teenagers. No, this was for something way bigger. And it almost seemed like the cops had like an already made strategy for it, because they surrounded one of the beings with like all their police cars. They blared it up even louder because you could hear that it was louder. Maybe as an attempt to like distract it or let it know like, hey, you don't belong here, right? And they were trying to like slowly move alongside with it. But I didn't see anything else after that, because me and my family, we got out of there. We went into our car. We went home. Because, we had our nephew with us, and we went to make sure, like, he was okay. So I'm still kind of like processing everything. Like, it's weird, but at the same time, I'm glad that we weren't alone in seeing it, because like it was a whole bunch of us that saw it. And it feels kind of like, you're part of something like really big. But at the same time, it's confusing, because like you want to kind of like show people. Like, I wish I took a video, man, like, because people are going to probably think I'm crazy, right? But yeah, I'm left with more questions. Like, we were all kind of left with more questions than anything else. Yeah, I'm not saying that it's aliens. I know everybody's saying it's aliens. I'm not saying that. All I'm saying is I saw something come in through like a weird glitchy, maybe a portal or whatever. And it was like they were pretty tall. You could see some facial. They were very dark, like and shiny. But I can't tell if it was like a wet shiny or like a metallic shiny. And yeah, and long limbs. Long limbs, long fingers. They were definitely humanoid in shape, and shadowy. But maybe that shadowiness was like from a glitch or whatever, like whatever cloaking maybe they had like fell off. But yeah, it felt like something was coming into our world or whatever, like a fucking Stranger Things episode. But it was crazy, man. Like,
So you all have just seen the 3 videos, okay? It was 3 men. Now, one of the first things people will say, well, where's the footage? Okay, as one of the guys have mentioned, when you are in fear because of the unknown that's literally in front of your face, something that's moving like this, is switching in and out like a hologram kind of thing, I can understand that. I do have some questions. We're going to get into those questions towards the end after I give y'all some other bits of information. But that's one of the things, people are like, okay, well, where's that? All right. There has been, people said there's about 3 beings, 3 figures. There has been some kind of shadow thing that was outside. I couldn't find the video for it, but it was some kind of shadow thing that people said were 2 police officers, but the way this thing bounced and moved, shadows don't move that way. But we are going to get into a little bit of information that I think is pretty crucial to this. It was a video that was circulating on TikTok, and this lady came to a pretty interesting conclusion. We're going to play that first, and then we're going to get into it.
They put the coordinates in backwards. They reversed them. Listen, y'all, listen. The Miami incident, right? Or at the mall. I was watching one of the victims, and he said that it seemed like a portal opened up, and all of a sudden these beings just came through. So it got me thinking, well, where did they come from? Well, they had to come through a portal. So just for shiggles, I went to Google Earth, went to the mall, got the coordinates, flip-flopped the coordinates, put that in Google Earth, and just to see where it would take me, it took me to the center of Antarctica. Do y'all remember what I was talking about? How there's an alien civilization in Antarctica living under the ice? Do y'all remember that? Because if not, let me remind you, there is supposedly a alien race living in Antarctica. And if they were trying to go to this alien base in Antarctica, they swapped the coordinates and ended up at the fucking mall in Miami. I'm tripping. Go to Google, find the coordinates for the mall, reverse the coordinates, and it will take you to Antarctica.
So she is saying, flip the coordinates. Now you may be, okay, well, Alice, well, she didn't flip the coordinates up in that video. What you over here talking about flipping the coordinates? And what does that mean? Got to lead back to Antarctica? What is even going on? Okay, so I seen this man's post. And yes, I've done it before. I've done it myself. But I have a post that has all the information here for you. And it says, those aliens put in their coordinates backwards and ended up at the Miami Mall. Flip the coordinates around, hit search, and you will see where they were really trying to go. You cannot make this up. So before we continue, there are two bits of information that you cannot make up. You may say testimonies, we didn't have any video, we don't know these people. I don't know. All three of these dudes look sincere. Okay. All three of these dudes looked like they were not lying. Now on TikTok, there were other people who were just trolling, and they legit, they were like, yeah, I was just lying. I was just, because they had nothing better to do with their time. Okay, but these three out of all of the other ones, okay, because there was some people, like I said, were just straight trolling. These three seem to be the most accurate and the most sincere about what they were doing. But like I said, there are two bits of information you cannot say like, oh, it's whatever. You cannot dismiss. One, the police presence. When have you seen police gather like that ever in your life for 7-10 people fighting? When? School shootings don't even get that. So please, somebody tell me, when have you ever seen that happen? When school shootings don't even get that response. But 10 people fighting over some fireworks is going to get that response? Highly unlikely. 2, you cannot refute the coordinates. The mall's coordinates, okay? And we have Antarctica's coordinates. You can't. That's one of the things that you seriously cannot refute. Okay. I got another image up here of the mall. So you see that, yes, this is the Bayside Mall. Closer images of it. I got another thing and it has the mall and their coordinates. All right. That is something you cannot refute. All right. Now you may say, okay, whatever. Fine. Okay, I kind of believe the testimonies. Okay, you got the coordinates. All right. Well, what's Antarctica? I mean, it's a continent, whatever. I mean, who cares? What is so significant about Antarctica? Well, I'm going to play you this video. I believe it's from the History Channel, and then we'll get back.
McMurdo Station, Antarctica. Located on the southern peninsula of Ross Island, this is the largest research station on the continent. It was opened by the U.S. government in 1956 and houses up to as many as 1,200 residents at a time. In January of 2015, a U.S. Navy flight engineer who served with the Antarctic Development Squadron at McMurdo for 14 years, came forward to investigative reporter Linda Moulton Howe with bizarre accounts of his time in Antarctica.
In January 2015, I got an email from a retired naval flight engineer. He's asked me to call him only Brian in the world public. And this is what he told me. From about 1983 to when he retired from the Navy in 1997. He was in all kinds of what they call Antarctic Squadron expedition missions that included rescuing people in and out of various places. In all these trips, nothing of a high strangeness had occurred, and then all of a sudden it was one thing after another. During a squadron mission in the Transantarctic Mountains, the whole crew saw a whole bunch of silver darting objects, and they are round. And he says they're doing the strangest thing. They're going like to this peak in a group, to this peak in a group, to this peak in a group, and then they'd all take off. And not only did this happen once, it happened over and over.
According to the informant, this was just one of many strange mysteries on the continent that he witnessed during his time there.
They get an assignment not long after there's a medical emergency. They are now under the gun, the clock is ticking, and a decision was made. They're going over through the no-fly zone because it's a medical emergency. And what do they see? In the ice, like a huge entrance to a cave but slanted going down. And he said, I think it was at least, Linda, 200 feet in diameter, a big hole in the ice. And he said, our instruments are not operating. We were losing electricity. We had magnetic anomalies. And we concluded there's something about this hole that is now causing these problems. They do their medical recovery, and the next thing they know, they're all being chewed out by men in suits that are not from McMurdo. They appear to be from Washington, D.C., and as he said, they told us that we are never, ever to fly over that hole, and we are never to discuss it again. What is that about? And does that have anything to do with all these other pieces that keep emerging, that there might be something archaeological in Antarctica?
According to ancient astronaut theorists, this was not the first time a massive hole has been spotted in the ice of Antarctica. Famous polar explorer Admiral Richard Byrd allegedly reported seeing a massive entrance to an underground world during his 1947 expedition to the South Pole.
Admiral Byrd made a lot of unusual statements, allegedly talking about a large opening at the South Pole that went deep inside the Earth, ice-free, and was inhabited by various sorts of aliens. And when Byrd got back to the United States, he was brought back to Washington, where he was questioned very heavily about his statements. And allegedly he was told to stop talking about this.
So as you see, there are some interesting things going on. Some alien activity, supernatural, extraterrestrial, ET things going on in said area, y'all, okay? And it's not just some quacks wearing tinfoil hats saying this stuff, okay? They are noticing that it's more and more that it is happening over there, some extra activity. All right. So that is the significance of it. And the fact that we have many military bases over there. The fact that no one lives over there. OK. Also, the fact that there have been some things that have been found over there that people talk about, freaking like 17 feet tall people and all types of stuff. All right. So it's some weird things going on over there. Now we're going to get into some theories. You can believe it or not, whatever. But, some people even say, as the government has said, there are aliens. All right. But as some people would think, because, this is what they believe. You can believe it or not, whatever. That the U.S. government, you want to take some people, you do whatever it is that you need to do, but we want to be here. We'll make it like a little trade. Okay, some people believe that is something that is going on. There are different types that you have. I seen a video that happened in Peru, and these people, they didn't have great. They didn't have the new iPhone and all that kind of stuff over there. So their video quality, they had video quality. It wasn't as good as you would prefer it to be. It wasn't in 4K or anything like that. But I did see some stuff on there, okay? They had videos. There was a man whose skin looked to have been like lasered off on there. There was a little girl who was running for her life because she said some being was chasing her, and the men in the town got freaking knives and fire, and they're like, I'm looking for this fool. All right, people had pictures of them in trees and stuff like that. Like I said, the pictures were not 4K or anything HD, but this is happening in other places as well. So don't just be thinking it's just America that this stuff is going on. It is happening in other places as well. So it makes it add some very interesting context to it. But here are some questions that I do have. All right. I don't know I know in a few people's accounts, they said that police were taking away their phones. Like once the police raided the mall and everything, they were taking away their phones and deleting videos that some people had on their phones. Okay. Well, why would you do that? Okay. Now you may say, well, we don't know. Well, if the video's deleted, you wouldn't know either. Now, they have that fight video. They say it was in the mall. It didn't look like it was in the mall to me, but they say it was in the mall. But like I said, it didn't look like it was in the mall to me. It looked like it was outside of the mall, but whatever. If it was in the mall, I want to see it. Where's the firecracker? I want to see it. Can I see some residue of the firecracker? I don't see it. There were over 70 police cars. People saying 100, but there are over 70 police cars. My question is, why such a large police presence for a couple kids fighting? Why would you need that for a couple of kids fighting? People said there was a shooting sound. Who shot? If it was just fireworks, then fine. It's just fireworks. Another question, where is the mall's footage? If this is such, hullabaloo, and cops wobble, okay, fine. Well, where's the footage in the mall that proves that this is hullabaloo? Wouldn't there be footage? There's no footage in the mall. There's no cameras, no security cameras anywhere in this mall. Find that highly improbable. Out of all these stores, you got your Foot Lockers, you got your H&M. No store has video camera inside or outside of the mall. Find that to be highly improbable. And no mall security, so there's no camera whatsoever anywhere. Like I said, find that highly improbable. Where's the footage? Why can we not see footage of this? Okay, and yes, there is a piece of footage that's going around. The thing is so grainy, y'all. I mean, this is grainy. This is grainier than the Peru one. So, I mean, if y'all want to see it, y'all can go look for that. But it's so grainy. I mean, people are looking like it's just white and it look like black dots written on, So, that's some footage. But where's the actual footage? If this is hullabaloo and the kids are just fighting, whatever, I should be able to have some footage somewhere. Because mall security checks cameras. Do they not? So, there's that. You have news. For me, it feels like it's a cover-up. They're out here covering up this story, okay? Because everyone say, oh, no, it's not aliens. Oh, no. Well, why would y'all deny something? Why not at least look? I mean, the government did say there is aliens out here that everybody already knew about, but they're saying it's aliens. So why wouldn't you just go ahead and deny it? Also, like I said, the coordinates leading to Antarctica, that's something you cannot refute. You can't refute it. You can't say, oh, well, maybe it wasn't, okay? Now, I heard airports were doing like a no-fly zone, shutting down because of this. Why would you do that? Why would you need why would you need helicopters for some kids fighting in the mall? That doesn't make any sense. Police radios were also off and or disrupted during that time. Why? And why is it happening? What would be the purpose of it happening? Now, y'all, there's this guy that is around, okay? And people are talking about him because this guy, he was saying like, oh man, this is what happened at the mall, okay? Now, this guy made 2 videos. The first video, he, was describing as these other guys were describing, okay? But then you had a second video where he was like, oh, I was just trolling. Now people are wondering, was he just trolling or did they get to him? Because these other guys are like, okay, share this video before it gets taken down, because I think it's going to get taken down. Because, they don't want you to know this kind of stuff because they're hiding this kind of stuff. All right. So that's one of those things. People are wondering, is he trolling or did someone have a talk to him? Okay. Because these people were the police officers confiscating people's phones, deleting stuff off of people's phones. And then they were having them in like this interrogation for hours upon hours about this stuff. Well, if it's some kids fighting, there's nothing that needs to be said. Nothing more than I seen some kids fighting. Someone had some firecrackers and they did what they did. I mean, it shouldn't be anything else other than that. Unless it's something else, so that's what's going on out here. All right. It just seems too improbable. You got this teen brawl that's going on. And to me, I'm just like, okay, I don't see it. I don't see why you would have this many police vehicles for 10 teens fighting. It just doesn't make any sense. You're messing up with the airplanes. You saying, oh, yeah, shutting down, radio scanners. No, we can't have that. We're going to have over 100 cops over here. And we're also going to see the coordinates are flipping, switching and swapping. Okay. Oh, that's what I was going to mention. So people were like, okay, so the coordinates. So how did you go from being in Antarctica to being here? So people are thinking maybe their technology kind of buffered in a way. Maybe somehow it was a glitch. Okay. People are also talking about portals possibly being a thing that took place. Maybe that's how they got from one area to the next. Some people are thinking maybe it was some kind of hologram kind of thing as well. Everything, I mean, we're talking about aliens, for crying out loud. Okay, so anything could be a reason. Okay, I'm thinking it's more of like some kind of weird glitch in their system. Now you have some people who would say, well, how come aliens are using our coordinates, or how come they're using our metrics, and how come, okay, you do realize there are a whole bunch of planets out of here in this crazy universe. You cannot think that humans are the only freaking, dominant species out here in the entire universe. You can't think our animals are the only kind of animals in this entire universe. There are plenty of species aquatic that we haven't even heard of, because you can't have searched everything. And there are planets that it would take you years, tens of years to even get to. And you're telling me that somehow we searched the entire universe and we're the only life form on Earth, is the only life form at all. Okay. Like I said, Antarctica seems to be the place where all these countries, we're all going to we can't come into an agreement on anything else. Okay. We can't agree on anything else, but Antarctica, let's just all not really touch it like that. I mean, you can have your bases, but let's not do anything crazy over here. Well, why? No one lives there. Why not? What would be the reason for it? Unless, you know what I mean? So that's one of the things for me. My own personal theory, I'm thinking that it could be something on the lines of, I think the aliens were trying to get back to Antarctica. Okay. And mind you, there was a crazy kind of glitch thing that happened, I would say, as well, in Las Vegas. Now, I don't know that the coordinates of that area, okay? They didn't give us the house. I didn't see even the street address. It just says Las Vegas homeowners. So, I don't know. The coordinates could possibly be a thing that could lead you somewhere else in Antarctica. I don't know, because they didn't give you, they're on 123 South Pecan Avenue in Las Vegas. You know what I mean? They didn't give you the information. So I don't know what their coordinates for that particular location were. But it would be interesting. Alex, what are you talking about with Las Vegas? There was an alien sighting. It was I believe it was these Hispanic people. They called the police and they're like, yo, some stuff in our backyard. And then they wouldn't even allow the cameras going because it's private property. Even though these people, they said like, nope, we're not gonna have any cameras coming back here at all. We're just gonna close it. And this backyard was not like, a normal person backyard. This backyard was freaking huge, y'all. Okay, and they were saying like these freaking aliens popped up. And, the cop was like, this would sound crazy, yo, but my partner said that they seen something fly in the air. And I'm like, I would have thought this was crazy, but then he said he saw something. Okay. So it's some weird stuff going on. So I'm curious what that person's coordinates lead back as well to Antarctica. Maybe it's some weird kind of glitch thing that happened that would allow that. I'm thinking there are some kind of portals that are happening. I'm also thinking that maybe they got some kind of like Iron Man suit, like Iron Man 3, where he had that suit he touched and his whole body became the suit. I'm thinking maybe it could be something like that, and maybe that's also how you can transport, do the portal easier. Now you have to think about it when you think about this kind of stuff. Okay, you have to think about it like this. This is alien technology. This is stuff that we don't have, okay? Just because there's coordinates may be a universal thing where everyone, when I say universal, I mean everyone in other planets are possibly using this kind of math. You know what I mean? 1 + 1, okay? You're not going to go to planet Krypton and 1 + 1 = 59. You know what I mean? 1 + 1 is 1 + 1. So it could be one of those kind of things where it's like, okay, you have this, we got the coordinates, and then some kind of weird glitch happened, and that's what happened. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking they're using some kind of suits, because some people have described them having like some kind of black helmet on and all this kind of stuff. It wasn't just like a person who's just standing there naked, like, it wasn't anything like that, so it makes me wonder. Something I'm also curious about, obviously this is for people who are into this is what this kind of video is for, but something I'm also kind of interested in knowing is the aggressiveness of some of these creatures, because here it didn't necessarily seem, it didn't seem like they were trying to snatch anyone. It seemed like it was just like, oh shoot, we're in the wrong place. That's what it seemed like to me. And I'm also curious, well, that's what I'm going to get into. I'm also curious, how long did it take the portal, if it's a portal, how long did it take the portal to get back to Antarctica? Let's say that's where they're going. I'm assuming that's where they're going. Before you had all these cops, because all these cops get here and then we storm the mall. How long did it take? How long does something like that take? Because my question would be simply like this. Well, how was it that all these police officers were able to get to this area this quickly? I'm sure people were like, hey, y'all, there's an alien, 911, there's an alien here. I'm confused. Can y'all come here? How did they even know to come that deep with those many people? So that's something I'm curious about. But getting back to the aggressiveness, like I said, I mentioned stuff in Peru, and these aliens, like, they were over here snatching people, yo. They were trying to steal a little girl. The girl was like 10 years old, and that girl, she was like she was freaking out. We had a whole video. that I went and watched of this girl. This girl was freaking out, and everyone else was like, yeah, I seen this stuff or whatever. And it's like, well, are these guys as aggressive as y'all? Because y'all out here snatching folks. But they don't seem like they are. Same with the one in Las Vegas. It didn't seem like they were trying to go and snatch somebody. It seemed like they were there by error, same as this Bayside Mall. It seems like they're there by error. Meanwhile, over here it seems more like I'm not here by error. I'm here for a purpose, and that's to snatch some people up. Okay, like I said, they're trying to snatch the little girl up. So I find that to be very interesting and very curious. But let me know what you all think about this story down below.